Go.
All right, welcome to Flatrock Neighborhood Poetry Open Mic. Thank you all so much for coming. I'm really glad everyone was able to make it. Now, before we get started, I'm a part of a new program called Poetry for Personal Power, and it's really important to say all the P's so that they pop in the mic. Anyway, there's this form that is about your well-being before and after, and you just kind of check off all the little things before and after. So I wanted to pass out the form if you're cool with that. You don't have to do it if you don't want to, but it helps us evaluate the program. It's the first time I've done it, so if that's cool, I'm going to pass it down. And if you're wondering why I'm limping, I have arthritis in my left ankle, and that's why I have this lovely boot on today. Okay, so as I said before, if you can, think about things that you love about summer and fall, and possibly winter if you like winter. And when you come up to read your poem, talk about that a little bit. And you don't have to, but if you want to. Okay, so first off, we have Jennifer. Is Jennifer ready to come up? All right, Jennifer, come on.
I like the fall. I like the color changing leaves and just pretty much everything about the fall. I like it. And my first poem is entitled Walking Naked. It said, my eyes were closed. I was covered in sweat. I could see myself, brown skin glistening. The moon was shining bright. The animals running on the grass. The wind blowing softly. The gasps of the neighbors listening. My eyes were closed. I could feel the wind on my back. Yet I was walking down the street. The stars were lighting up the sky. I could see that it was night. It was so hot. Sweat was dripping, but the breeze was cool. So I could only wonder why. My eyes were closed. I could hear the leaves blowing. They were making music, rustling out the perfect harmony. Everyone was watching. I was standing tall. I could hear their whispers. To me, it was a mystery. My eyes were closed, yet I could see clearly. Lights, people, chairs. I could no longer feel the breeze. Now I could hear their thoughts. They were staring at me, but I opened my mouth, and I was totally at ease. My eyes were closed. I was covered in sweat, my brown skin glistening in the light. I took the microphone in my hand. I started to speak, louder, clearer, with more confidence. I opened my eyes. I was clothed in words. This second poem is called A Dirty Word. I took off my mask, ripped my heart off my sleeve, dried those tears I've been crying because you made me believe in something I never seen, in something I never heard, because in the world where I grew up, love was a dirty word. People would say I love you, then they would beat you down, rip out your dignity, and leave you bleeding on the ground. They put guns to your head and say, I'll take your life. Then they would say, I love you. Now that wasn't right. So I put on a mask that would hide my sad eyes, and I struggled to live in that dark disguise. Like a rock on the outside, I was made out of stone, but my heart was like dust in that empty world alone. Then you made me believe in something I never seen, in something I never heard. Because in the world where I grew up, love was a dirty word. But I stood in the shadows of a life I never knew, hoping someday that I would find someone strong like you. Sometimes they would cut you with a knife or leave you on the road hoping you died, then waiting for the news so they could pretend to be surprised. They would say it's your fault. You caused them to act that way. And after years of defeating you, you believed what they had to say. Then you came along. I was so smitten I lost my breath. I couldn't help but fall in love in spite of myself. So I ripped out my heart and I laid it at your feet. You smiled, you turned and walked away. I guess I wasn't who you expected to me. Well, I lost myself that night under the starry sky. My heart fell like grass on the dirt. I couldn't find my courage. I had never been so hurt. Then I was slapped in the face by the things that were said to me. You were shaken by my actions. You never heard. You didn't even see. But you made me believe in something I never seen, in something I never heard. Because in the world where I grew up, love was a dirty word. So all my life, I hid my heart. I kept it locked in chains, so no one could touch it, and I couldn't feel any pain. But I still tried to stand with my head held high. But every plan I had failed, and I could only cry. My heart was crushed, and I was shaking my head, wondering what I was thinking. You never meant anything you said. In your voice there was a difference that I heard right away. You spoke with assurance. You put me at ease that day. My dreams all came rushing back. I could feel my heart beat once more. But soon it was all a dream because I ended up crying on the floor. Still I believed in something I never seen, in something I never heard. Because in the world where I grew up, love was a dirty word. Because love caused hurt and love caused pain. It left you struggling to hide your shame. Oh my goodness, it was all a joke that you played on me too. I thought you were different, so I really trusted you. Then you hit my heart so hard, I knew I had been deceived. Love is a dirty word. I don't know why I ever believed. Now I stand in awe because I was deceived. But I still remember once you made me believe in something I never seen, in something I never heard. Because in the world where I grew up, love was a dirty word.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. That was very deep and moving and voluptuous. That was beautiful. Thank you. Next we have Nellie. Thank you.
Dear stranger, the quiet. I feel like I'm drowning in the quiet, drowning in all the words I should have spoken. You told me who I was supposed to be, an inspiring crusader. Instead, I'm that quiet stranger in the far corner of the room. I don't want to be seen. I want my voice to be heard while I remain hidden in the dark comfort of the shadows. I'm a puzzle, revealing myself to you one piece at a time. I wonder what will happen if you start noticing the missing pieces. I hid them myself for fear that I am an abyss of madness and you can't swim deep enough. The heart is such a fragile thing. Despite living in a world where even stone can be broken, I chose to harden my heart. I am not capable of falling in love. I'm held hostage by melancholy, and I caught Stockholm Syndrome a decade and a half ago. You can't see it, how it tears me apart to those little puzzle pieces. I know it's my fault for shrouding who I am in metaphors, poems, and a mask of fiend happiness. I've murdered these ridiculous fears of mine 1,000,000 times. They always resurrect in the sunlight. So I'll stay in my solace of darkness. Tomorrow I'll smile. Tomorrow I'll be silent. Tomorrow you'll be fooled by the mask again. Tomorrow you'll forget who I am.
Thank you so much, Natalie. That was really beautiful imagery. Really beautiful. Next we have Darlene. Darlene? How do you say that?
Darlene.
Darlene, thank you. Looking forward to hearing you.
My voice might shake a bit. Impassible soul, the neurotic moon hits, draining all, ink dripping in lines, red, bloody, veins melancholy open, to hear the poet's cry, to feel it pass calling back, rising, falling, until I am none. Keep going, keep the facade, perhaps no one will see. And then this one's called Living Drug. Sing to me your sweet intoxicating melody. Your tone vibrates my veins, penetrating the core and shaking the cage of my demons. You are like a drug. I immerse myself in every note of medication. A vampire of the night, neither dead or alive. I want you, I don't want you. I need you, I don't need you. What of me have I denied? The measure of my life you hold in every stroke. Devour me whole, or I shall go mad. Even in madness you can still ravish me, strip my skin. Maybe then, yes, just maybe then, this bloody corpse will reveal its true image. Raw, naked, I stand before you. Oh poetry, you truly are a living, tortured, demented soul.
Thank you so much, Darlene. I love the movement and the tension. The movement and the tension in your poetry. There's a lot of that going on. It's really good. Now we have Jessie. Yay.
I won't remember in September. I won't remember in September, won't remember the words that burned the embers. It's a sad song and I'm getting older. Sky turned red as he approached. Promise don't get no one involved. It's a sad song and I'm forgetting how to be sober. It's an old song and the ashes are turning the rails black. I remember the time, my feet in the sand. Can't think too much or I'll forget how to stand. I'm naked under this shirt and I'm burning my throat. It's a sad song and I won't remember these words. I see cats below in the streets. They look at me sing. Their eyes glow as I blow out smoke. They'll remember the words.
All right. Now I have a poem that takes about 15 minutes to read, so I've cut out all the Latin names that I collected over the years watching gardening shows and things like that. It's called Summer Thicket, and I have it on my website, which is www.amyjackson.cc instead of .com. And I'm just going to read some of the excerpts. I have no idea how long it takes to read, so if you're freaking out, just go, stop! This is getting too long. But it's a fairly cool poem, I think. I don't know. Okay. Summer Thicket. I dream in winter. In summer my hands will be yellow with pollen. Green Tom Verano, lime leaves, lemon leaves, Camassia plum, Sumla, Plum Valley, melodic gestalt, raw morning, deep moss, hazy mummer, Crickets slowly resonating, singing up the green spring ground. They will resound the sound of cells themselves, each a tiny star spark of life within. Summer come loudy, summa come summer, 70-something, 80-something, 99 in the shade. Co-model, raspberry lillet, raspberry tire, Briscoe creamberries, strawberry skin shell, fresh shell, bee skept, bee steps, bee feet, bee balm, bee berries, butterfly feet, ginger feet, bear feet, ginger revs, reveries. You can tell I like summer. The velvet bee, St. Francis of Assisi, that dove he lovingly looking up at thee, bird songs, bird feathers, dragonflies hovering, dragonfly runes, disappearing bees, honeybee spirals, honeybees dance, sugar ribbons, opalescent trails at night when we don't see. You guys doing okay? The way he said summertime, go ahead, take that shirt off, man, because you can. What I didn't say, the heat underneath, clover boy, clover blossom, clover bottom, Buddha boy, wildflower honey, orange blossom honey, fresh biscuits and honey, frittata, the flavor tree, fresh on the table. Freshest fresh it gets some on the table, sharing some abundance bliss. The bliss it gets, tasting it fresh, the freshest fresh it gets, yumming it, summing it, the imminence, yumming it, yumming it, yumming up. Dimpled lemons, summer fruit picnics. I'm saving my smile for dessert, saving my sun for the nighttime. I need my green syncopated. The green has gone to bloom mimosa, agasawa, russet fronds wave aloha to the highway. Summer cloud ships blossom the sky. Summer becomes this sundress. Apple blossom, apple swage, strawberry hearts, persimmon corset, corset persimmon, erica vera tomate, almond, abricot, pêche l'orange, que le bon temps brûlé, que longtemps brûlé, les oiseaux jaunes commencent à jouer, Amarillo juillet, senses collage, colliding synapse, that's her prayer you're fingering. I love the way you taste me, I love the way you taste. You're listening to my skin. You learn to love that burn, deep tissue gamma bliss. Kundalini, lingus, mingus, bingus, scaramouche, braccio, maraschino, langostino, facile, difficile. What my fingers are saying to your skin. Finger spoke, dream spoke, time spoke. Wandering in, wheel spoke. The wheel of the year, time begins, re-begins. The wheel of time we're spinning in. ¿Quién me toca? Pregunta el verano. ¿Quién lo toca? ¿Quién toca la luz profunda? La profundidad de la luz. Whole mother blooms, deep heart blossoms, blooms, blossomelli, the room within the loving room. A bowl of summer blooms within a bee's buzzing zumba, 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 zoom. Shoo, shoo, je swing. Okay. Je j'aime friger, some summer sommeil, sommeil l'été, au violet, I would say the saison, chichois, chichem, sésame, cruel, ciberon, ciberay, slalom, jetsam, syncordia, the sun, the clouds consort, chiffonade, astrantia, angel trumpets, baby's breath, ladies' eardrops, black-eyed Susans, cowslip, daisy heads, blackberries, thistle, fireflies, fireflies, resting Queen Anne's lace, wild pink roses in border undergrowth, shimmering cornstalk sills thrive. Drowsy green limbs trace rivers' edges. Field grasses whispering lovely whispers. Lemon verbena, bergamot, vetiver, lavande, lavandieu, your lavender god, Puritan among the poppies, papave, poivre, piquant, vacant, verbascum, shiashi, each fire flickering mystery, teocrium, polyanthes tuberosa, brumansia suaveolens, Daphne laureola, lilique, crystal lilies, moon lilies, Peruvian lilies, liro, roses in my ears. We're getting close. Polythicket, anemoge, arabesque, imagino, fortaleza, taliesin, Ebenezer enfolded in summer's light, sunshine hotel, lady's mantle, forsythia, fiat lux, kerosene burning, it burns it, fuel man. Jerome, Idaho, a sweet name for perhaps a sweeter place than we know. Bruised and bleeding, blood clots it closed. A bird flies across it to a deep green underworld, a field sealed in green, a deep green word, a vibrant word, the word of life, escapes the flame with juice that will not burn. Green vines coiling, climbing home to sun, back and forth, warming in a loom, each year's warp and weft from earth to sun. Life and death, the life again. Surel, cosmosis, suba andali, suba andalier, carambe, centrifuge, choisi, troisième, cosmic, some like it hot, quelque chaude, transistent seared. A pocket of rain, slow rain fizz, rain leopard, a steady diet of lightning, of rain, tropical rain, subtropical jades. Ela, Ulu, Alatamaha, 160 degrees. Rhythm of days, porphyry, soixaïd, soie de vivre, joie de vivre, joie de livre, pensant vive, en joie, gaiture, the silk of living, the cricket tree, thicket, the heart marked on the tree grew thick around it. We can hear the stars and the crickets and the stars. I'm floating on waves of summer. It's still summer here. Nature's beauty doesn't sleep. Deep night womb, the star loom, night weaving dreams of seeded fruit, honey clouded with pollen, some lost gazebo at night where no one sees. We walk through the clearing, a circle of silver bark trees, a circle of willow sings. Now the weird thing is that I wrote that and finished it 9/8/01, so right before 9/11. So all the goodness and all the summer and all the abundance, if we can put that towards all that horribleness that happened, all the goodness of summer. Yeah. So what I like about summer is that I love to garden, and I love collecting plants and bringing them into my plant family and like tending them all summer and everything. And then in the fall, I like tucking them in with oat grass and tucking them in. And I like the layers and the sweaters and scarves and cozy mugs of cider and things like that. And then winter, I like the freshness of it and the coolness of it. So I'm so glad everyone was able to come. Does anybody else want to read anything else? You're welcome to come up. There's plenty of time. Go for it, man. Yay. What's your name?
Bree.
Bree. Welcome. Come on. Yay.
It's something I worked on when I was a little younger. I don't have it, but I have it memorized. It might be a little bad. Okay.
So I woke up in a cage, and I was handed a life that I wasn't prepared to live. So I looked up to see who handed me this life, but all I saw was black. I was handed a list of how I was supposed to live this life. It was a very specific list. But as humans, we adapt. So I adapted to this life that was created for me, and I did what I could to make it right. As the years go on, I realized that I'm no longer living life for myself. I'm living it for everybody else around me. And I decided that wasn't good enough. But as a people pleaser, I went on for years doing this. And that black shadow that gave me this life, I never knew who it was, but I was told, they're there. They're here to take care of me. So you have to live this life for them. I did my best, and I did my best. Until eventually I broke, and I decided that I was going to leave this life. And then the day that I decided to do this, I noticed that both the black shadow disappeared, as did all of my stresses.
Thank you, Bree. That's very brave of you. It's beautiful. Good image. Anything else anybody else wants to say about fall or winter? Andrea, you want to read? Come on, maybe. No, that's no. You don't have to. This one. Well, thank you everyone for coming. If you didn't sign in and give me your email, go ahead and do that. And if you've got your forms, if you're able to fill those out, you don't have to do that, but if you want to do that, that would be cool. And then when you're done with those, if you'll give them to me, I've got to mail them off to the national person. So thank you so much for coming. What else?
French that you were speaking, did you understand all of the words that you
It was French and Spanish and, of course, the Latin plant names. And then I made up words, too. I was, like, playing with them and, like, switching them around and stuff. Yeah, it's, get tongue-tied for sure. Thank you so much. Thank you. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. All right, well, y'all have a great night. We're blessed. Take care.